What's up? I had to make a video. I saw this this video of some SJWs protesting, and they basically cut the weakest link from their chain, so to speak, proving just how ridiculous they truly are, these people. Check it out.
Three of my friends from both China and Taiwan, and suddenly when we were walking, the green light was on, and when we were crossing the crosswalk, there is a car just rushed through us, driven by an African American, shouting that go back to your home, like go back from where you are from, something like that. I don't remember exactly. And then a white lady just parked right by us and say, "Are you okay? Are you hurt of anything?" We're not hurt. It's just shocked and scared of our safety. And this white lady kindly asked, can I call the police? Can I do anything for you? We're like, it's okay. Thank you very much for your care. The point I'm making here is that we should not distinguish people by their race or gender or anything. Black people can be racist.
Uh-oh. Did you hear what she just said? That's a no-no in that crowd, that's for sure. So here we have the lady stepping out from the right with this, what can I say, but a very condescending approach to her. And I don't know if she's the one that said, oh, sweetie, or whatever, but, you know, she does that sort of reach out. Look at her body language. She reaches out with her arm like, oh, sweetie, don't say that. You're too stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, here we go.
Can be racist. White people, sorry. Oh, no. I will make it. I will drag this out. Let her talk. Sorry. I just mean that we have to look people individually. They are prejudice with power.
Did this person, this imbecile, just say that you have to look at people individually? Does she dare suggest that you shouldn't judge people by the color of their skin, but by their actions and by the type of people that they are? How dare her? Where's a good stoning group when you need one? That's my question. Where can we find a good group of people to stone her? This is reprehensible, incomprehensible, disgusting. Now look at the lady to the left of the speaker. She's wearing the maroon-colored, a beige shirt. And I'm watching this video, and I'm watching her sort of body language, and she's kind of like slumped forward, kind of laughing, just kind of kicking her feet around, like, you know, basically saying, when's this retard going to get off the forum here, you know, because as we all know with the new definition of a racist, that what this girl experienced could not possibly have been racism. And, you know, on a side note, I bet it just chaps her ass that it was some white lady that came around to ask her if she was okay. So further on in this video, I'm going to be talking about this whole idea of redefining the word racist, and basically why I think it's a load of horse shit. But of course, as anybody that follows these type of videos on YouTube, long before I started making them, you'll know, of course, that this is what the SJWs do. They will take anything and they will redefine it as long as it serves their purpose and it stifles conversation and a discussion. Because they don't care. The ends justify the means, right? We've all seen that in any number of things. It could be doxing. It could be changing the definition of, of racism. It could be infringing on people's right to freedom of expression, freedom of speech. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm going on off a tangent here. I'll talk about that later. But the condescending look on this one lady on the left just totally chaps my ass.
There are people, sorry, maybe I don't articulate myself good enough. There are good people, and there are people who are not that embracing to other cultures, who may not live up to standards of proper behaviors. But we have to look through hearts. We have to look into this person and see what she or he really is. Look from the heart, the action, not the race.
Okay. I want to bring it back.
Boom shakalaka, and there we have it. we have the culling of the SJW herd. The weakest link has been severed. This girl is basically saying, look, she's not being very as articulate as maybe she could be because English is obviously her second language. And she's basically saying, like, look at people individually, look what's inside their hearts, as she puts it, and then make some sort of judgment or whatever. But they're not having it. They're not having it because as we all know, you cis lord white male hetero pieces of shit, you're the real problem. You're the enemy here. And then, of course, someone in the background shouts out something about safe spaces, which is basically like another topic altogether. Safe spaces, or echo chambers, as they call them, where everyone can sit around in a big circle jerk and spout off the same ideology and just pat each other on the back. But, however, I digress. But look at the body language of the girl, okay, as she's walking off. She's exasperated, she's fed up, she's like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe these people have, won't even listen to me. And we all know how this started. Because she dared to relay a story that she had about an experience she had where, I guess, she had a racism experience, let's call it, and it wasn't what the crowd was expecting. Let's just put it that way, okay? The fact that someone who is not a white dude, heterosexual, shitlord, made some racist bullshit comments. But hold on a second. They can't be racist because as a person in the crowd, racism is prejudice with power. Well, I disagree. Now, let's have a look at the old Merriam-Webster, okay? And see what the definition of racism is. So, a poor treatment of or violence against people because of their race, the belief that some races of people are better than others. Now, that's the Cole's notes. Merriam-Webster describes it, the full definition of a belief that race is the primary determinant of human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race. That's number one. Number two, racial prejudice or discrimination. So while everyone wants to attribute racism to something negative, as in terms of a negative trait, a lot of people will attribute certain traits to certain groups of people as a positive one. Like, I don't know, let's say, a certain group is good at math and sciences. I won't name any sort of particular groups here, but I think you all know what I'm talking about. And a lot of people think that way. Well, that's racism. And if you are a white person or a non-white person and you think that all of group A is great at math and sciences, well, that's racist. Just saying. Now, of course, a lot of people will say, well, you know what? Black people can't be racist. They can be prejudiced, but they can't be racist. Well, that's interesting. Because, again, if you look at the definition of prejudice, and I'm going with the Merriam-Webster here, but you can go with other dictionary definitions if you like. Cole's Notes version, as they say, an unfair feeling of dislike for a person or group because of race, sex, religion, etc. Okay? A feeling of like or dislike for someone or something, which is important, of something, especially when it's not reasonable or logical. So the full definition of prejudice. Injury or damage resulting from some judgment or action of another in disregard of one's rights, especially detriment to one's legal rights or claims. 2. Preconceived judgment or opinion and adverse opinion of learning formed without just grounds or before sufficient knowledge. That's important. an instance of such judgment or opinion, an irrational attitude of hostility directed against an individual, a group, a race, or their supposed characteristics. Now, this is all really important. Now, the difference between prejudice and racism is basically racism deals with a person's race. Prejudice basically deals with anything. You can be prejudiced against a person's race, sex, gender, sexuality, whatever. It goes far beyond race. Hell, it can go to your favorite brand of car, okay? I saw a Ford broken down the side of the road. I don't know why the hell it was broken down, but you know what? I'm never going to buy a Ford. I'm always going to buy a Dodge or something other than a Ford. That's prejudice, okay? So you can't tell me that racism is prejudice with power. No, prejudice deals with different things on so many levels. Racism deals with race. So yes, I'm sorry, you SJ warrior types, you don't have to be white to be racist. Now, I actually feel sorry for this girl. She's standing up there saying basically, judge people by their actions and by their words and whatnot. And while that might be easier said than done, it's actually very noble, and I do agree with her. Try and do judge people by who they are, not by the color of their skin. However, this group that she's with, this campus group, feels otherwise, because apparently she broke the law, the absolute 10 commandments of social justice warriors, and said that it's not just white people that can be racist, it's other people too. Oh my God, the sky's falling. And so she was basically cast out of the group. I feel sorry for her. And hopefully, after this experience, she realizes that, the group she's trying to be a part of isn't so inclusive as she thinks. Anyways, that's my 2 thoughts on the whole ridiculous situation. My mind is blasted. Anyways, it's stupid, and that's all I gotta say.